Hey guys, welcome to another Strong Style Studios production here. This time we are going to be reviewing PWG's Mount Rushmore. This is the, well, I was going to say this is the last show of the year.
This was the second to last.
The last released show of 2013
yes,
by PWG.
Should we introduce ourselves?
Let's go ahead.
Okay.
It is I, Noah.
It's I, Alex, your Strong Style Studios champion. And with champion there comes perks. Water. Like that.
I'm glad you caught that.
I know. Swag.
All right.
Let's get to it.
Anyway, let's. So this one, how did you feel about this show?
This was a good show, basically to build up to All-Star Weekend 10, which was a very big show for them. It was kind of like Failure to Communicate last year, where it wasn't a blowaway show, but it was a very good show to build up to the next big show. Like, I feel like this was this might be the weakest show of the year for me personally.
Yeah, I think I would agree with that. This was very much of a storyline show compared to what PWG normally does.
I agree.
Well, the show kicked off with Mount Rushmore in the ring with Excalibur, cutting promos and being ridiculous.
Love those shirts they got.
Basically, the Bucks promised a super kick party, which is always something that we welcome.
Who doesn't love a super kick party?
I don't know.
It's the best super party in the world. And
then, let's see, Excalibur defends PWG and then announces that it will be the Bucks versus Candice and Joey later.
No, that was already announced, but they made it for the belt.
Oh,
and he also defended Recycling and Legion Larry.
That's right.
Okay. It was fun. It was you couldn't really hear them because like the mics suck in PWG, but it was fun. And,
and it's weird because you don't normally start the show with a in-ring promo segment.
No, so it was cool. Nice. I liked it.
It's a nice little change of pace.
Yeah.
But let's get to the opener. The opener was Peter Avalon and Rosas versus Willie, Mack, and B-Boy. Yeah. What do you think of this match?
This was pretty good. It was a fun opener. I kind of like that they're using more local guys now. You know, I like Peter Avalon. I like Rosa. I love Willie Mack. Big Boy's awesome. You know, this was a fun tag team match. Went a little too long, I thought. You know, for the opener, but everything they did was fun. You know, this was just an enjoyable match and a solid way to start the show. You know, nothing more, nothing less.
I would definitely agree with that. There was a lot of big moves, guys. They were pulling out a lot of big moves, which was nice to see. There were very, very few tags.
Yeah,
in and out. It was chaos.
Crowd was really into this match too, I thought. Like they were like really hot for this match.
That really helped.
Yeah,
too.
Exactly.
And that's one thing that really helps shows for PWG, especially the shows that are a little lacking.
Mm-hmm. And we'll actually get to that later on in the show about how that crowd can affect a match.
But yeah, overall, really solid.
Yeah.
What would you give it?
I give it 3 1/4.
Really? Okay. I give it 2 3/4. Thought it was very solid.
Okay.
Okay. Match number 2 was ACH versus Kevin Steen.
Yep. Want to take this one?
Sure. I like that this Steen jumps ACH. That way, it got it right. Kick things right off. Mm-hmm. Sometimes that's nice, especially in the second match where a slow plotting start. It rarely works for me. But Steen, there was a great moment where Steen gets a drink from the bar, and I thought that was pretty funny. That was enjoyable. This was a pretty solid match. Nothing blow away. I think that these two could definitely have a better match.
Yeah, that's one of the kind of problems I had with this match. It was a good idea because ACH was super over after Bola. So this was a really good way to make Steen a hated heel, kind of. You know, although the crowd's still going to cheer for Steen, but like kind of establish him as a heel because he's beating up a very popular fan favorite. But I kind of wish they didn't waste the ACH Kevin Steen match for this, kind of setup where it's just basically Kevin Steen beating the hell out of ACH and ACH making his comebacks at times.
Yeah, and I felt like Steen won pretty convincingly, and I thought that they could have done a better job of putting over ACH there.
Yeah,
a little bit, but it was good.
Yeah,
it was very good.
And plus, Kevin Steen is Kevin Steen, and ACH is still relatively new,
especially in the scheme of PWG.
Exactly. So we'll give it a pass, but kind of definitely a level below what I expect these guys to deliver if given more time in a better situation, I think.
Yeah, I did like the aftermath where Steen puts over ACH, and then he proceeds to hit him with 2 package piles.
That was very nice.
I thought it was cool because it's nice because Steen is at that point in his career on the indies that he is the guy to put over everybody.
Exactly.
On the mic.
He's basically the new David Richards, where he's going to put over guys, in the ring and out of the ring.
Exactly. And this was, but it made sense for him to put him over, then completely trash him because he's the heel. He's one of the biggest heels in the company.
Exactly. And I liked it a lot. I thought it was a nice little touch.
I did too. Match number 3 was best
rating.
Oh, that's right. Go ahead.
3.25.
I also gave it 3.25.
All right.
Match number 3 would be the best friends of Chuck Taylor and Trent.
Yeah.
Versus Rich Swann and AR Fox.
Yeah. Do they have a tag team name yet?
I don't think they do.
I don't think they do either. They should get one.
Yes, they should.
2 Fly Black Guys would work for them too.
Yes, they. I think that. Go ahead and take it.
Well, I already called Rich Swann and Ricochet that one, but whatever.
But they won't take it.
Anyway, whatever. Yeah, so this was a very, very fun match. I actually really enjoyed this one. I thought these two teams worked very well together. Had some nice comedy spots. Like Rich Swann, especially, was kind of like he was just like goofy as hell in this match. I thought at the beginning, like he really was like out there to have fun.
Yeah, he was.
You know, a little too much almost. I felt like it's like.
I felt like that when he was on commentary too. It was a little weird.
Yeah. He gets a little excited, you know. But when it got going, it got really good, and the finishing stretch of this match was just insane and awesome. And I was really surprised that the Best Friends went over. It's pretty obvious that like PWG wants to use them as like a big team now, or kind of move them in the direction of that, which is smart because obviously Chuck Taylor and Gargano are not going to be teaming up anytime soon because Gargano is Gargano, and he's a lot better than Chuck Taylor, unfortunately.
He's a singles guy.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, at this point in his career.
Chuck Taylor's always been a better tag team guy.
Right, and Chuck, not to take anything away from him, he can have great singles matches, but I think that in PWG's landscape, he just wouldn't fit in as a singles role.
He really is a better tag team guy in PWG, and like he's a great tag team specialist too.
Definitely.
And Trent is a guy who I think I don't know if his style, you know, he's a really good indie style to himself, but I still think that him in a tag team is just better suited for him too.
Yeah, I would agree with that. One point I wanted to mention during this match that I just laughed hysterically was on commentary when Steen broke his chair and then like was talking to Excalibur about it.
Yeah.
Like, I just fucking broke the chair I'm sitting on. Like I was like in tears about that. But I love the finish too, just because it's always awesome to see the awful wall.
Oh yeah. Also like Rich Swann doing that like head scissor into a Canadian Destroyer was awesome too.
Yeah.
That was really cool.
That was.
Yeah.
What would you rate this?
3.5.
I also gave it 3.5.
All right, high five there.
Oh.
We're the real best friends.
All right, next we had a 4-way. Was Tommaso Ciampa versus Drake Younger versus Anthony Nese versus Brian Cage.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you take this one?
This was just all out chaos from bell to bell. I mean, these guys. Basically, the bell rung, and these guys were going at it 100 miles an hour, and it did not slow down until the very end of this match.
Yeah.
I mean, these guys went out there to bust their ass, and it was super fun. And I like PWG that they do 4-ways like this, where it's just like really no real structure. It's just like go out there and do shit, you know.
Right.
Like,
get your spots in.
Yeah, get your shit in, and you know, and have fun with it, you know. And that's what they did. And very impressed by everyone in this match. Anthony Nese is just so goddamn good.
He's definitely got a lot of potential.
He needs a little bit of more seasoning, but he's really, really good. Ciampa is just a fucking monster.
He's an animal.
He is like his style is just so amazing. He really is like the next like Samoa Joe type guy, like where he's just gonna run rough shots through people when they.
I really hope so. I really do.
Yeah, Drake is awesome and like one of the most. I think an underrated guy, really.
Yeah, he is. Especially after his big push to the main event.
Yeah.
He kind of, I don't want to say fizzled, but he cooled off a little bit.
Yeah, I think.
And I think that more promotions should pick up on
ROH should definitely pick this guy up.
Yeah, this is definitely.
You know.
I'd love to see him in AAW. It's not that far for him to travel.
And Brian Cage was good. You know, Brian Cage still like just so fucking.
He's way too.
Yeah, he's way too fucking jacked up, man. I mean, Brian Cage, like back in May of last year. 2012 looked awesome, like picture perfect. Like that's what a wrestler. That's a great muscle guy. He looked like the guy that we would want to pick up in a heartbeat. And now it's like you know he can barely function.
He looks like Strongman from
he does.
New Japan, just almost fake.
Yeah.
Which you know it sounds like he's on the synthetics.
Oh yeah, he is.
And you know he's just too big. And
yeah.
It showed during this match because there was one spot where he went for Weapon X.
And he fucked it up.
And he fucked it up because he's too big.
He
is just too big. And that's why.
Yeah, he needs to work on that. And granted, okay, I said he didn't function. He just doesn't function as well as he used to. Like, he can still go, but like it's just like, he's just not as crisp as he used to be.
Right. And yeah, you can just see that it's just not working. It doesn't work as well.
Yeah.
One thing I wanted to mention during this match was the moonsault Moonsault to the outside.
And he hit the light.
Yeah, where Drake breaks that light.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
I wish they had a better camera shot of that, like where they actually saw the light getting hit. But
I know.
Yeah. Also, like a lot of good like 3-man spots or 4-man spots, whatever. Like they had some good spots here.
I agree.
Like some really good stuff.
Now, for the finish, were you surprised that Ciampa took the pin?
I was, because I thought, like, you know, especially like considering that he's kind of the monster guy right now in PWG, and I figured he'd get the win, or at least wouldn't get the pin because, like, he lost at Bola, he was the one that got pinned. I think he didn't get pinned at night 2, but like, I don't know, I figured someone else would get pinned, but whatever, you know, and it did lead into a match between Drake Younger and Ciampa at the next show. So. Sure,
which is nice, I'm never going to be upset about Ciampa versus Younger, but I think that Nese could have taken that loss, or Cage. I know Cage is more of a PWG guy, but Nese definitely could have taken that. Yeah. Anyway, we can move on. Well, what would you rate this?
3.5.
I gave it 3.5 as well. This was a very, very fun match.
Very fun. Just full sprint. Kind of like the 4-way from Failure to Make last year with Brian Cage, TJP, and Willie Mack, and other guys. Just very fun. Very easy to sit through.
All right, next match we had was Mr. ROH and the Gatekeeper of PWG.
Yeah. Gatekeeper of everywhere.
Right. And he faced Johnny
Roderick Strong. You guys
know. Roddy, of course.
Bro.
Versus Johnny Gargano.
This is kind of a dream match for a lot of people, I think.
For me personally, I know that some people are down on Roddy, but I love him. I
don't think people are down on Roddy. They're just kind of like, they kind of want him to do...
I think it's more of like, we've seen it all, let's see something new.
That's exactly it.
And I can see that, but for me, it's one of those things where every time I see Roddy, it's just a pleasure to see him.
Yeah, it's like, when Roddy shows me in the ring, I'm going to see a good match.
Yeah, it's like watching Dean Malenko, I've seen it, but it's going to be good.
That's a great example right there. So what'd you think of this match?
I absolutely love this match.
Yeah, really
I thought it was just awesome. What did I put down here? The chops, man.
Oh man,
the chops in this match just brutal, loud, echoing.
Roddy's got some good chops. Gargano's no slouch when it comes to chops either. You know, he wrestles some Dragon Gate guys, so he's got to be tough with those chops. Oh, yeah. You know.
And there was one point where Roddy hits a superplex, and I instantly thought, man, that looks exactly like Orton's suplex, where it's just that one where it's just a regular suplex off the top. Yeah. That it just looks just such high impact.
Yeah, exactly.
It looks great. These two have amazing chemistry. I love to see Gargano and Roderick together because it makes sense. They have this fast paced style. They don't
very
clash.
Similar. They're similar size, very similar. You know, just everything really works for those two guys.
And I think I have a problem with Gargano against bigger guys because he still does those strike. What is it? Sequences where both guys are striking each other, and he holds his own, which is fine for what it is. But when you do it against a guy like Roderick, it's very believable. Yeah, you can take punches and kicks from him, and he can take them from you.
Okay. I agree. This match was really great. I think at times it was a little too slow, like getting out the gate. Like at first it started a little slow, but it really did pick up. That's my only real gripe. It's just like a slow start, but it picked to a good finish. So. Okay. And I think it peaked at the right time. I think.
I agree.
Yeah. I give it 3 3/4. Just short of 4 stars. I know.
I gave this 4 stars. I loved it. Every minute of it. All right, next we had the Tag Team Championship match.
Young Bucks,
baby. Versus Candice LeRae and Joey Ryan.
Yeah. Super fun match. I really love this match. This was just, again, much like before, just bell-to-bell action. I mean, Candice is, like, she impressed the hell out of me. Like, she has a claim to being one of the best women's wrestlers in the world right now.
Yeah, she might be. I think she is. From what I've seen, especially from this show, she's in the best shape of her life. Yeah. And she's pulling out moves that, maybe some women somewhere are doing, but they're not hitting them the way she is. No. She is just...
She is awesome.
She's unbelievable.
She's great. And hopefully PWG starts using her more, especially because Joey Ryan's back, which I think that might have been the only reason that she wasn't booked for more shows when he was gone. But, man, some of the tag team sequences were awesome. The Young Bucks putting her in the Tombstone Piledriver with Joey Ryan and super kicking the legs out.
That's the most amazing spot.
That was the coolest thing ever.
Oh,
that was awesome.
God.
Just so many great spots. There's really too many to name almost. Just fantastic. I mean, these guys these guy and girl worked very well together. Very fun match. I thought it was a little too short though. It felt like it just sprinted by.
That's what it was for me. It was just a little bit too short, but the spots were great. There was some psychology, especially throwbacks to the feud that these guys have constantly had and things like that. And I can't go back. I don't want to touch too much on the spots because I don't want it to sound like a spot fest. But man, they were great. Yeah. Especially with Candice with that she got thrown into the DDT.
Yeah.
That was so awesome.
Really, really fun match.
And I like how Candice took the more bang for your buck and got pinned. She kicked out of the tombstone.
Yeah, that was awesome.
So she looked fantastic. She looked like she could go with anybody on the roster.
Her and Adam Cole probably gonna be happening pretty soon.
I wouldn't mind that.
I would love that.
I hope the rest of the card is pretty stacked, but hey, it's PWG. So
originally, her and Cole was supposed to have an All-Star weekend before Hero was booked for the show.
Oh, but PWG likes to capitalize on things. So
exactly, and they're gonna do it again. I mean, obviously they love Candice. Who doesn't love Candice?
At this point, I don't know.
Yeah.
So rating wise,
3 3/4, almost 4 stars. I thought.
Okay, I gave this 3.5. I thought it was just too short.
Okay, that's fair enough.
And now we have our main event of the evening. We have our Pro Wrestling Guerrilla World Champion Adam Cole versus challenger Kyle O'Reilly,
the winner of the 2013 Battle of Los Angeles.
Yes.
Do you want to talk about this match first, or you want me to?
Yeah, no, go ahead, man.
Okay. We love Kyle and Adam. We think they're great. I still say that the match they had at Best in the World, where like Adam got busted open and everything, is one of the greatest matches ever. One of the best matches I saw of ROH last year. This match was really, really good. They had some amazing counter sequences. Really awesome stuff. Mm-hmm. The problem was, for whatever reason, the crowd just didn't get into this match, I thought, as much as they should have. This felt almost like a New York show for ROH, where the crowd's just popping for the spots and not into the match the whole time, I felt like, almost.
Yeah, I thought that was part of it. I don't know if they were worn out from the show.
That very much could be.
Or if this just wasn't...
their cup of tea, maybe.
But it seems so strange because these two are such great performers.
And they're super over there.
Yeah, they're both really over.
Yeah.
And it was a little bit disappointing. Not to say it wasn't a great match.
No, it was
a good match.
Yeah.
But it definitely disappointed me because even going into commentary, I thought the commentary did a great job of getting over how these guys were former partners.
Yeah.
I think that was important to touch on.
This match basically built of itself, but also one thing I would say is this match was way too long. It was like 30 minutes or whatever.
Yeah, especially for a non-finish.
Yeah, not a finish, but like a screwy finish.
Yeah, screwy finish, excuse me.
This could have been, I think, 20 minutes or 25 minutes and been maybe a little bit better, but it was still really, really awesome. And like I said, the counters they were able to pull out were great. Adam working over Kyle's leg was really nice. And just, Kyle O'Reilly did look like a monster here, especially like when he took out the Young Bucks, and just looked like he was unstoppable. And yeah, the finish where Kevin Steen just comes in and attacks him, and then Cole gets the pin was very disappointing.
Yeah.
Especially for PWG. You don't expect PWG to do that very often, So we'll kind of give it a pass because PWG never does that. So hopefully they don't keep that record going.
Right, and the thing is, like, I'm one of the people that, and you are also, that we watch the previews before the shows come out on ProWrestlingGuerrilla.com. Yeah. And so I knew how this would finish, but the problem I had was when I watched it was the Bucks came out, and then like a few minutes later, Steen comes out. I felt like it should have been all three of them just come on out.
Yeah.
Let's get this over with. They shouldn't. I felt like they teased the crowd too much. Like, oh, it's going to be a screwy finish. No, it's not. And then, oh yeah, it actually is. Okay. So I thought that I didn't like that.
Yeah. Okay.
But for the most part, this was a very solid match.
Yeah, very good.
Another little gripe was I feel like Kyle, who his selling was on and off in this match, which is not normal of him lately.
Yeah, he's usually pretty good about that. But it happens, and and he is a Davey Richards student, so
right. That's it's going to happen.
Yeah, it's going to happen. And everyone does it. Yeah.
But overall, I'm going to have to give this 3.5. I thought it was.
I'll give it 3.5 as well. Very solid.
It was a fun match. I'm not overly disappointed by it.
I think personally, I kind of hyped myself up a little too much for this match.
Right. And it's hard because PWG's cards, it's hard for the main event. They gotta follow some amazing matches. So
usually, the main, like for the most part, like main event's not always the best match on the show.
Right, but yeah, so pretty fun match, pretty fun show.
Yeah, fun show.
Easy to sit through, really.
Every PWG show.
Right. I feel like we're a broken record when we say that.
Whatever. What should I give this show overall?
This show. Oh shit! I don't think I wrote that.
Okay, I gave this show a 7.75 out of 10. Really close to an 8, but like this is just a very solid show. Again, probably the weakest PWG show this year, but like a 7.75 is nothing to bat an eyelash at. You know, that's still solid.
Yeah, I believe I gave it a 7.5.
Okay.
But that was, I probably would have gave it the same rating, but I just like the opener a little bit less.
Okay, that's fine. All right.
Well, that's it for our review of Matt Rushmore, and we will see you guys next time, I believe, for either running the ropes or something.
Whatever.
So
you'll see us when you see us.
Yeah. So subscribe and like and
comment if you can, because you know YouTube's comment section sucks now.
Right.
All right. See ya.